Hi guys, welcome to another tutorial. Welcome to Blending Allures. Today I'll be teaching you how to make this two-step processed top. So please stay to the end of the video if it's something you are interested in. I post videos every week on my YouTube channel, so do well to click on the subscribe button if you have not hit on the subscribe button. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you my subscribers for subscribing, for sticking by. Because of you I keep posting videos every week and every now and then. Please give this video a thumbs up and drop your comment in the comment section, and share the link of this video on your social media platform. So I'll be using this fabric, this dust shed fabric, for this tutorial. I went ahead to draft my basic bodies. I took from the shoulder down to the waistline, which is 16. So the length of this is 16. This dress is divided into two segments. So the first line is the chest line. The second line is the uh, bust point, while the third line is the under bust. The last line is the waist line. Then I also went ahead to take my measurement, the circumference of the bust and the waist divided by 4, adding all the inches, the seam allowances, and also putting that on the pattern paper. So I've placed this on my fabric. This is the back of the dress, so I went ahead to add my zipper allowance to it. I'll be using this same pattern to cut the front part of the dress, so I went ahead to notch the zipper allowance so that it will enable me fix the zipper properly on the appropriate place. So I'll also go ahead and place this on my fabric. We need to cut the princess dart first. So I'll just measure the midpoint of the armhole. Then I'll go ahead and connect it to meet the bust point. That's what I just did. Then go ahead and cut out your dart and cut it straight to meet that armhole where you divided it into two. So look at how it looks. So this is our princess dart already. Then I'll go ahead and cut the neckline also, which is 3 inches, and the depth is 3 inches. I'll go ahead and cut this off, then place it on my fabric. So remember, the midpoint of the fabric is not slitted, so that middle part of the pattern is not slitted. So I'll go ahead and cut this on my fabric using this um pattern, adding my sewing allowances to it, especially the front. I'm going to join the princess dart together, so you see how it looks after cutting. So this is the middle point part of the front dress. So I'll go ahead and join the side of the front dress to the midpoint like so. You can see how I've placed it on it. So I'll go ahead and sew it this way. I'll also do it to the other side of the princess dart. Through I'll show you how it looks like. So this is it. I've sewn it following the method I just taught you. The next thing I also did was to add that to the back bodies. As you can see, I added that to the back bodies and also to the other piece of the back bodies. So I'll go ahead and give it a good press. That will be that for that. So I will also fix the neckline. But before I go ahead and fix the neckline, I'll cut a piece for the front part of the top. So I'll cut small piece because the fabric is very light and there's a slit at the neckline, the midpoint of the neckline. I'll just attach this fabric so that enable it to be very strong, so that the after slitting it, it won't be falling, it won't be somehow. So just to give it firmness, I'll just add this to the wrong side of my fabric. I'll just sew it, and also sew the midpoint, also 3 inches depth. I'm going to sew the midpoint. I'll show you when I'm through. If you do not understand, as you watch, you will understand what I mean by sewing it inside. Okay, so this is how I placed it on the um front part of the dress, on the wrong side, please, because I'm not going to turn this over. So I sew it on the wrong side like so. And look at how it looks. It's on the wrong side now, as you can see. So I went ahead to sew it to the middle part of the neckline, 3 inches deep. I'm going to use my chalk to trace it out so that you understand what I meant by sewing it in with 3 inches. Can you see? So I went ahead to sew it 3 inches in the mid part of the top. So I went ahead to do that. The next thing to do is to cut it out. After sewing, you cut it out. So that's what I'm going to do right away. So I'll go ahead and cut it and notch the edges, all the corners. I'm just going to notch it left, then I will notch it right. This is how it look after I've notched it inside. I've cut it inside. So I went ahead to cut out a piece using a mink color of the inside the fabric. I picked the big color inside the fabric. So I used bridal satin. So I went ahead, or raw silk. So I went ahead to use it to make bias. You can see how it looks. I first of all ironed one part to meet the other part. You can see how it is like a bias. Then before ironing it again, folding it into two. So I'll go ahead and use this to tape the neckline of both the front and the back like so, tucking in the neck and the rough edges on the neck like so. We are just going to sew it down till you get to the end of the neckline. So I've used the bias to tape the neck line and its depth. This is how it looks. I also tape the neckline of the back piece, and this is how it looks also. So what I'm going to do now is to join shoulder to shoulder, side to side, placing the fabric right side facing right side. So that's, I'll just go ahead and take the seam allowance that I added to the side. I'll go ahead and take it off, then hold the shoulders. So the next thing to do is the flare. I went ahead to cut the flare. It's a 360-degree flare. I have a video on that, so I'm putting the link on the description box. So do well to check the description box to see the video. So I cut two steps, one longer than the other. The first one 9 inches, the second one 6 inches. That's how I cut it. So I also did bias, a very long one. If you can get the ready-made bias, no problem. But because this my fabric's a little bit shiny, I have to get something that will match it. That other one, cloth bias might not really look good on it. So I went ahead to do that by myself. So I'll use this to tape the mouth of that's the rough edges of this flare, this two-step flare. I'll go ahead and tape it. It's take patience, so ensure that you are patient enough to tape it like so as shown in the video. So if you have not followed me on Instagram, please follow me on Instagram, Blenny Allures, and also join my Facebook page, Blenny Allures. I'll be glad to see your finished work over there. So this is how you are going to conceal the rough edges. I've joined the shoulder to shoulder, and I've hold the side also, taking my sewing allowance from that. So I also went ahead after taping the flare. I went ahead to join the smaller one with the bigger flare, and that is how it look. So I'll go ahead and sew the flare, attach the flare to the upper part of this dress that we first of all drafted. So I'll sew it straight on it. I'm going to sew it like so straight away. After that, the next thing to do now is to um iron. After ironing, ensure that you iron so that the bias can really lay flat on the flesh. So this is how it looks after sewing it. So I went ahead to cut belt loop for this, just a fabric, little fabric I folded into two, conceal the rough edges. I'm just going to sew it as belt loop for the waistline of the top. So this is the sleeve. I cut out the basic sleeve, just that the button is a little bit wide. So I'll go ahead and fold it in like so. Then I'll go ahead and attach the elastic in. And through sewing it, sewing the edges, so I'll use the safety pin to attach the elastic to the bottom part of the sleeve like so as shown in the video. Ensure you take the arm circumference of the client. This is how it looks after attaching the elastic. So I'll go ahead and join it at the side. After joining the sleeve at the side, I'll attach it to the dress. And this is how it looks after attaching the sleeve. And the next thing to do is just to fix your zipper allowance. Thank you for watching this video till the end. Please stay tuned to my channel. Please go and click on the subscribe button. See you in our next tutorial. Bye.